Toronto Blue Jays have made multiple moves, and following what has been a crazy week of transactions, they continue to make moves, including one player in particular. That is intriguing. We'll break that down. But not only that, we have some big updates surrounding both George Springer and a return of somebody that is not only imminent, but will change the outlook of the infield. We also have some interesting stats to go over today from Daulton Varsho following an unbelievable game yesterday. Ton to go over today, folks. Before we get into it all, you guys have been absolute beasts with the support. If you want to continue supporting, make sure to hit the subscribe button. About 70% of you who are watching right now aren't subscribed. It would mean the world to myself if you could hit that button, as we're on the road to getting very close to 20,000 subscribers. So thank you guys for your continued support over here. And I did see you guys in the comments. We will be having post-game live streams starting very, very shortly. So stay tuned for that and comment down below if you want to see more post-game live streams, folks, or at least post-game live streams start rather, folks. A lot to go over today. Let's dive right into it, not waste any more time. Yesterday, let's get the moves out of the way first. We got an abundance of moves. We're going to, of course, break down the game last night a little bit as well here later on in the video. But you can see here roster moves. An infielder, Buddy Kennedy, was selected to the Major League roster and was active yesterday, but catcher Ali Sanchez was designated for assignment. And of course, this move happened before the game. We have some new updates that happened, after the game, a ton of things within this. However, let's start with this. So Buddy Kennedy, again, I covered him. He's a speedster. He can play a decent infield. And obviously with Leo Jimenez option down now, having the depth on the infield is going to be fairly important. And he also, we'll dive into in a minute here, he's the easy one to get rid of and option back down once Andres Jimenez comes up. But they had to DFA Ali Sanchez. And Ali Sanchez is a good friend of Andres Jimenez. We saw that before the season started. All these different things. Played a lot for the Blue Jays this year in the sense of more than we thought because of the injuries to Kirk and then the injury to Tyler Heineman. He is now DFA'd. He's no longer on the team. He is gone. And that, comes from, Shida saying that with Tyler Heineman avoiding a concussion and testing himself out last night after a foul tip Saturday, Blue Jays designate fellow catcher Ali Sanchez for assignment. Infielder Buddy Kennedy was selected for the roster. And this is interesting. I'm not going to, dive into it too much. Ali Sanchez was a decent, backup catcher. Hit that home run, got robbed of a home run. We all remember in that game. And it was a very, short, lived time, but I mean, he was, on the Jays all the way back to spring training. They didn't option him. They DFA'd him. So this, of course, opens up a 40-man roster spot as well, which makes it easier for, of course, Andres, or, at least it makes it easier for Andres Jimenez, and not the 40-man roster spot, but it makes it easier for Andres Jimenez, particularly, to get in from the IL. And that was always going to be the question. What moves they're going to make? What spots are they going to open up to get Jimenez in? And that is clearly the spot that they are planning to rock with here, is to just, reassume Buddy Kennedy for now, and we have an update on Andres Jimenez in a minute, but then to, of course, replace Buddy Kennedy with Andres Jimenez, which is a seamless fit because, of course, they've already sent down Leo Jimenez, and they wanted to bring Buddy Kennedy up and not carry three catchers because they have faith in the health of Heineman to bring in, of course, Jimenez for Buddy Kennedy. So let me know down below what your thoughts are on that, if you enjoyed the Ali Sanchez experiment. But let's also dive into a few different things here. Now, speaking of Andres Jimenez, this is pretty big here. Andres Jimenez began a rehab assignment with AAA Buffalo, and, George Springer did not. Asked about tomorrow, Blue Jays manager John Schneider said, we'll see. He ran, he hit, continues to feel better every day. We'll see how he wakes up and go from there. And obviously talking about George Springer, but the good news is Andres Jimenez, he played last night, so he played 3 to 5 innings at second base and as many as 2 at-bats. So the good news is, and there was no setbacks in this, he is slowly starting to, return, and return is imminent for both Jimenez and George Springer. And I think that, again, people probably don't have a great, view on Andres Jimenez in the sense of his offense. He hasn't been great this year. We think back to opening day, he started off with a cleanup hitter for a while, which was absolutely absurd. Led the team in home runs for the brief period there in April and, late March, obviously, in early April. He is going to be crucial. Is he a great bat? No. Is he one of the best infielders in baseball defensively? Absolutely. And he's a left-handed bat that can give Ernie Clement some days off of his feet against righties. And that's been a big thing. We saw Clement get 5 hits the day before yesterday, and then yesterday struggle a little bit, not get a ton of hits there. It's going to happen. He is not used to being an everyday player. Obviously last year, mostly this year, absolutely an everyday player. He's like among the top in, games played right alongside Vladdy. But you need to have somebody else back, and having another infielder who is a great infielder, second base, and I think can get, if he can get a 700 OPS, he'd be an elite player. If he can just get his swing back, he was slowly starting to get it back. But think back before he got injured and before he hurt his, hurt himself again. He was hitting like over 300 in his last handful of games, handful of plate appearances. I want to see Jimenez back, and it's going to be big. And again, he's probably going to just replace Buddy Kennedy, who we didn't see yesterday. Also, side note, I wonder what happens with Ty France. He's off to a very slow start with the Toronto Blue Jays. 1 hit in like 12 at-bats, 13 at-bats. So he's probably going to get potentially DFA'd as well if they need to open up more spots. A lot of different avenues happening there. So let me know down below what your thoughts are on that. And within this, like I mentioned, Springer didn't play, but it was confirmed from Keegan Matheson that it sounds like George Springer will play today with AAA Buffalo. And of course, these games were happening, yesterday. 35 innings, and this is going to happen today. Play with AAA Buffalo. If all goes well, he may just need that one rehab game. So this is a big report from Keegan here. Obviously, the Toronto Blue Jays need George Springer back, and I said it in, I believe it was yesterday's video. They need to get him back for Los Angeles. They are off tomorrow, the Toronto Blue Jays. So assuming both of these go well, I'm not really sure about the Jimenez, return. He might need some more. He's been out for a lot longer. But for George Springer, all signs are pointing to him playing Friday against Clayton Kershaw. And that will be against the lefty, so it'd be nice to see. I'm not sure they're going to put Andres Jimenez in anyway against the lefty, and he's probably farther out. But for George Springer, get him back against a lefty. Lock him in against, Clayton Kershaw. Hopefully he's feeling good. A lot of it will depend on how today's game goes. I'm sure we'll hear, and again, this is an afternoon game today, so we might hear from John Schneider probably, maybe post-game, depending on when I didn't double check, depending on the AAA game is. Let me know down below if you know what time that is. It might be a night game, so we probably won't hear till Thursday or Friday, but they have an off day tomorrow. You obviously want to sweep the series against the Rockies today, but getting George Springer back will be huge. And obviously, Jimenez played yesterday. Today will be, George Springer time. So it's going to be interesting there. Let me know down below your thoughts on that. A lot of moves, a lot of updates. Obviously, Adley Sanchez gone, had a legacy run there for a little bit, getting his home run robbed, but also hitting a home run. And then, of course, Springer and Jimenez. You get those two back, you're looking really, really good. We know Anthony Santander, covered it in yesterday's video, 70% healthy, whatever that means, or 70% better rather than what he was. Not 70% healthy, 70% better than what he was, which who knows where he was before. It could still be 10% healthy, 20% healthy, 30% healthy for all we know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens as this team gets reinforcements. The Yankees are free-falling, and of course the Jays, I'll touch on it briefly now because I didn't have a post-game video last night. The games will go really late, but always have the videos in the morning. They're 67-48, best record in the AL, 3 games up in the Red Sox, 6.5 games up in the free-falling Yankees. The Yankees are no longer the concern, at least as of now. It is the Boston Red Sox who are on a miracle pitching run. Will it, hold up with guys like, obviously, Garrett Crochet? I have full faith in him holding up. It's one of the best pitchers in baseball. Will it hold up for other guys? Walker, Buehler, like guys like that? I don't think so, but they're on a legacy run similar to what the Blue Jays were on there for your last couple months, and who knows? Jays just have to keep winning and keep taking care of their own business. It's going to be a brutal gauntlet after this Rockies series, right? You're going up against the Dodgers. You're going up against the Rangers, the Cubs. It's going to be a brutal, the Yankees in September. There's going to be a brutal series. You need to take care of business when you can, and sweeping today would be huge because then you give yourself a bit of a cushion no matter what heading into the Dodgers series. And you obviously don't want to get swept against the Dodgers, but if you get swept somehow, you're still tied for first in the AL East, which would actually be at first place because you have the tiebreaker over the Red Sox as they've won, I believe, 7 out of the 9 games or 7-2 against the Red Sox. Fact check me down below. Also, quick note, Daulton Varsho, best player I've ever seen in my life, hitting absolute moonshots. I'm obviously exaggerating. His slash line is a 210 average, a 246 on base percentage, and a 562 slugging. He hits unbelievable home runs, and this is what I was talking about in the past few, videos, even before he came back. The difference he makes in this lineup, he adds a huge power element that not a lot of the Blue Jays have because he's obviously replacing Miles Straw and things like that. He can, pinch hit obviously for home runs, but that's not his goal. He's going to play every single day. But having a guy in the lineup every single day who hits for absolute, power, who comes out and can give you some of the best defensive outfield defense you'll see, but then also mash for home runs, he is a difference maker, a game changer, and this team continues to roll on the back of him. But that'll wrap it up. Also, shout out to Vladdy for a big home run yesterday, Barger for a home run, and others, Nathan Lucas. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know down below what your thoughts are on the DFA of Adley Sanchez and more.